This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means? It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop early holiday deals now.
People say all the time that the world seems to be moving faster. Seriously, how are we already in November? And with the weather the way that it is, I wonder if November is simply the new October and we're all just hanging on for the ride. All that said, and as fun and as interesting as last month was, it is time to get ready for more. Today on CityCast Las Vegas, I'm joined by CityCast newsletter editor Rob Catullarice and Vegas culture maven Melinda Shekels, editor of the Town Summerlin magazine, and we're going to go through must-do and must-sees of food, events, and experiences for November in Las Vegas. It's Wednesday, October 30th. I'm David Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Rob and Melinda, welcome to our November guide to Las Vegas.
Hi, David. How are you? Hi, Rob.
Hey, Melinda. Good to see you again.
And also, welcome to all our new listeners who are coming on just to see the November guide. We've got tons of great episodes from last month, coming up this month, so we hope you stick around. Okay, my friends. Well, first things first, we're all about to enter into the holiday travel window. I wonder if either of you have some essential travel tips to best get in or out of Las Vegas.
I do. I've got a big one that I've been using very frequently, and it's kind of been like my new Harry Reid hack.
I love hacks.
I center my entire world around Terminal 3, like whether I'm supposed to be in Terminal 1 or not, or even if I'm supposed to be in the mystery Terminal 2, which no one is because it doesn't exist anymore. But Terminal 3 has really become my everything. And I'll tell you why. Because when Terminal 1 parking gets full, everyone just goes to Terminal 3, right? So now I just forget Terminal 1 altogether and go straight to Terminal 3. You can very easily get from Terminal 3 to Terminal 1,
exactly.
No matter what gate you need to go to. You don't need to take a bus. So that's also like, don't take the bus. You can interconnect through walkways and through the little trams, but you have to take multiple ones. And then also too, Terminal 3 Uber and Lyft pickup, rideshare pickup,
so much easier.
Is way easier and sometimes even less expensive.
Huh. The other one's a mess.
Yeah.
Yes, we've referred to it with the director of the airport's Rosemary Vasiliadis as Thunderdome, and she did not correct us.
She knew exactly what you were talking about.
Although they are trying to spruce everything up. But yeah, Terminal 3 is so clean and sometimes seems very uncrowded too. So here's my, if we're talking airport and especially pickup, because that's a good go out when we have family or friends coming in. So I stage over at the Double Down. Which is right down the street.
It's like you almost get to the airport.
Yeah, you're like right there, but you got I'm going to use this word in quotation marks, comfortable spot at the Double Down to people watch, to watch TV there, to have a soft drink and wait for the phone call. And then when the phone call comes, it's like, I've landed and I'm out of the plane. So you wait for that. So when you hear that the person's out of the plane, then you get into your vehicle to go do pickup. And then you make sure that they tell you which column they're going to be at passenger pickup and shoot for the higher numbers. Because everybody is like right at the bridge or at the early numbers, but fewer people are at the later numbers, the higher numbers. So pick a column and then just kind of slow roll, cruise up, and get your passenger, and you're off to having fun in Las Vegas with your friend or family.
And David's had 5 shots at this point.
No, I am not drinking and driving, nor advocating that. That said, let's move on to more immediate stuff that's happening in our city in November. What are a couple of things that we should go do or buy this month?
Well, I'm just going to get you excited for one little thing that I have to tease. It's happening in December, but I just found out that Wham's Last Christmas is turning 40. Okay, so it's 1984. It came out. Great. One of the best years in music ever. And they're re-releasing it on vinyl. So I think that you should start getting excited about that in November. Put it on your wish list. Start manifesting. You need Wham's Last Christmas on vinyl in your home playing during the entire month of December. You cannot get it till mid-December, but let's just start manifesting it now.
But you could order it, probably pre-order it in November, so that makes it a legit November pick, and we're not going to kick you off of this episode, Melinda.
I appreciate that. And I also think that while you're thinking about this, manifesting this amazing Wham's Last Christmas 40th edition vinyl, you should also go to Record City and just get lost in the madness of Record City, because that's the spot, you know?
Record City, yes. High recommend, because it is madness and chaos. And there's always some find in that shop, or whichever location you go to. And yeah, there's multiple locations of Record City in Las Vegas, huh?
Yeah, there are. There's actually the Sahara location, which is right off the Strip. And then there is the East Charleston location, which is Lamb and Nellis. So there you go.
The very unassuming purpley building over right by the Sahara Hotel. Very, very old school, very cool. How about you, Rob?
Well, everybody is looking at November 5th, right? And I'm promising not to make this episode about the election. That's not one of the top things to do in November.
Although I almost completely forgot that there's an election going on right now.
Yes, it's the main thing to do in November, but I'm not going to dwell on that. But did you know there's actually a few other things going on November 5th? There's a couple big concerts. One that is related to Election Day, and one that I think is just kind of happening by coincidence and just happens to be on Election Day. So do we remember the band Cake from the 90s?
Yeah, of course.
Going the distance, like this election is.
Short skirt, long jacket.
That's right. I think that's my favorite by them. But they're like one of those bands. They have a distinctive sound, and I think they just kind of sound cool. They have that dry production. But they are doing a free concert for registered voters at Brooklyn Bowl.
Oh, cool.
So what you do is you go on a website, headcount.org, and basically what you do is you check your voter registration status, or you sign up for election alerts, and you'll get a free ticket through Ticketmaster. It comes through about within 24 hours of you logging on, and then you could take that and go to Brooklyn Bowl and see the show. It begins at 9 p.m. Doors open at 8, and you could be on the Strip watching Cake perform live on election night.
Fun.
Another big concert that's happening is, the SEMA, S-E-M-A, the SEMA show is taking place that week. I don't know if they planned it.
What is SEMA? Is that like trucks and stuff? I'm trying to remember.
It's like automotive equipment. It's a trade show for the automotive industry, but you always see a lot of cars around, a lot of big equipment.
That's what I was thinking.
But it's very much an industry-only thing, like most trade shows are. But they have SEMA Fest, which kicks off Tuesday night, and that's open to the public. You can buy tickets, and that has Goo Goo Dolls and OAR, and also Rainwolf. I never heard of Rainwolf. I thought they might have been like a DJ or something. Rainwolf is actually a blues rock band from Seattle. So those three bands are going to be playing on what they call Industry Night to open SEMA Tuesday night, which just happens to be election night.
Yeah.
And you can go buy tickets and see that show. I believe it starts at 5 p.m. And that's at the Las Vegas Convention Center, where SEMA is taking place. But tickets to the concert do not include tickets to the show. Totally different, separate thing.
Sure.
And then later in the week, if you want, the closing night has SEMA Fest closing night with Cage the Elephant, Sublime, Fits and the Tantrums, and Petey. I didn't know who Petey was. I thought maybe a DJ, but no, Petey is a social media star, guitar guy.
That's always the default. It's always a DJ if you don't know who it is.
Yeah. It's always the last person on the bill you kind of assume as a DJ in Vegas, but not this time.
Well, you said Sublime. I didn't know that they're still out there. I don't know who the singer is anymore.
Well, it's Bradley's son. It's his son. Yeah.
Cool.
Wild, right? Yeah.
All right. Well, yes, I agree that it's nice to find some alt-election programming. I got to tell you, though, I am excited to not think about politics, but also think about political theater. Literally, there's a theater production that I want to highlight as my pick for November for an experience. It's the long-anticipated Vegas debut of a Pulitzer Prize-nominated play called The Minutes by Tracy Betts. It's being done by the ever-provocative A Public Fit Theater Company. They are a powerhouse of a troupe. I've seen a number of their productions. I am never disappointed. In fact, oftentimes it stays with me for a really long time after the production. And they also sometimes do like discussions about what you just saw afterwards, which are really interesting. And you get to kind of interact with not only the actors and the directors and stuff, but other people who are in the audience as well. It's really a nice way to approach theater. And A Public Fit has been doing it for a very long time now. It is described as a local city council meeting in a small town going off the rails, which is like right up my alley.
Yeah, that sounds like Vegas. Especially if Lone Mountain's involved.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be lots of parallels to our own various communities. They have lots and lots and lots of performances throughout the month of November over at the Super Summer Theater Studios, which is kind of off of Valley View over there. You can check that out at apublicfit.org. That is the website, and you could get tickets there too. So, yeah,
cool.
Go check out local theater with an election theme.
I'm looking forward to election-themed things being done by the end of this month, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Or, looking back at how smooth that all went and how the transitions of various powers happened without any problems whatsoever. This episode of CityCast Las Vegas is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all know it's a little weird and stressful out there, and your own mental health, well, that needs to be a priority. Sorting through the options, finding the right fit for you, that's a daunting task. With insurance woes, time restraints, and even the stigma in seeking support, it could be an additional minefield. And whatever your state of mind, you certainly don't need to pile on. If you're thinking about giving therapy a whirl and you're looking for an easy entry, affordable option, BetterHelp is out there. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. BetterHelp has a brief questionnaire before you get started to match you with the best option, but no screening is perfect, and if it wasn't a good fit, BetterHelp can switch licensed therapists at any time for no additional charge. As the word gratitude enters our vocabulary this season, think about how grateful those around you will be to know you're taking care of yourself. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/CityCast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/CityCast. Let's talk about food. What are a couple of things that we should be eating and or drinking this month, y'all?
So for me, when we get into November, it's all about soup dumplings. And I'll tell you, there's a couple different varieties. So these things are just so precious. If you've never had a soup dumpling, you have to understand that they are little, very delicate, a wonton paper made dumplings with this delicious, juicy soup inside that's usually pork or shrimp. And then it's got a little ball of yumminess. And then you sprinkle it with some black vinegar and some soy sauce.
I'll stick a little ginger shoot in there too. I learned that at China Mama.
And you have to bite the little top off or it'll squirt everywhere, squirt all over your clothes, your face, all over the table. You'll lose all the good juice.
You know what my trick is? I stick a chopstick in the dumpling and let the steam out. And then it's kind of easier just to swallow it without burning your whole mouth.
That is I use a little spoon and then I bite the top off and then I slurp it. But we all have our different ways of doing it.
I shove the whole damn thing in my mouth and I live to regret it. But then it does taste good afterwards.
Then you're on fire. There's a couple great ways to enjoy these soup dumplings around town. And I'll tell you, you have got to check out. There's this place I found. Now, Din Tai Fung is the one on the Strip that's very expensive. It's inside Aria, massive lines. It's a big international chain, and their food is fantastic. But if you want the alternative to that, you want the dupe, there is a place in the Spring Mountain corridor, Zhaolang Dumplings, and their soup dumplings are on par with Din Tai Fung, if not better. And they have the same amount of selection, all different flavors and varieties. They even have the black truffle variety. And I would say it's about half the price. It is really fantastic. And a top recommendation for me, you can also check out Shanghai Taste. They have 2 locations now. They make phenomenal soup dumplings as well, local business there. And then if you really want to go the most basic route, but if you want to go TikTok viral, the soup dumplings from Trader Joe's are one of the biggest products that they sell.
Who knew?
And in fact, I am the crazy person that goes in and buys 12 boxes at a time. I do that.
I've seen those in the frozen section.
There are many like month-specific treats at Trader Joe's that people like don't realize how popular they are. I'll go there in December and get my latkes from Trader Joe's.
Great.
Yeah.
Another great option.
Melinda, how about drink? What's on your drink menu for November?
So I recently joined the Wino Wine Club. Now, Wino is over in Uncommons in the Southwest, and it is a wine bar. They have wine, snack, charcuterie. It's also a wine shop, and they have some amazing sommeliers running the Nick Hetzel. They have some great people running the shop there. And so they have a wine club that you can join. So I joined it recently. It's $72 a month. You get 2 bottles handpicked by their amazing team. And then they have these fun pickup parties every month. At the kind of in the middle of the month, usually around the 15th, where you go get your bottles and you can fraternize with the other wine club members, which I love. And then you meet people that love wine like you do. So it's a really fun little outing once a month, and you make friends and you get wine.
I know she's talking your language, Rob.
Oh, yes. I love wine. I'm also a big fan of Crush Pad Wine Bar, and they do kind of a similar wine club that's monthly, but both places are great. You get some really interesting wines that aren't the typical things you're going to see at your average strip restaurant or in the grocery store. And I live just down the street from Wino, so it's dangerously tempting to head down there.
So, Rob, what about food? What's your food picks for November?
All right. I'm really excited about burgers right now. And I don't know if you've noticed, but like everybody seems to be doing a smash burger in Vegas. Every time I see a new burger, it's a smash burger. And I'm like, okay, what's a smash burger? Like I kind of know and I have an idea of it.
You did a great write-up in the newsletter. It's both an explainer and it has a bunch of picks. But which one do you want to focus on for November?
Thank you. I'm glad to know you read the newsletter.
Every morning.
And
Come on, it's my ritual.
I read it as I'm listening to the podcast. But
you sweetie.
Yeah. No, I love the new place that's in Centennial Hills. It's called With Love Always. With Love, comma, always. And it's by the same people that do Sorry, Not Sorry Creamery for ice cream.
They are big fans of commas. I will say that.
Yeah, they're fans of commas. You can see kind of the trend here. But it's kind of cool that this place is in Centennial Hills, which is a busy, fast-growing place, but isn't really known for its food. And basically, they're following the philosophy of do a few things, but do them well. And what these guys were doing is they started as kind of like they were grilling burgers at home. They decided to make it a parking lot pop-up outside of Truffles and Bacon in Henderson. I think they did that a few times. And now they have their own brick-and-mortar location. And this place just opened, and I got to visit it while it was in soft opening mode, and they had lines out the door already.
Yeah, I saw that on the social medias. It was really a buzz.
This is really, we talk a lot about buzz. This place has legit buzz, and they offer 3 different burgers, and the idea is that you just get that smash burger done right. So a lot of people serve a smash burger. It's not, some people are kind of calling anything a smash burger these days, but you smash it on the grill a certain way. They kind of have crispy edges where just like a little extra char, but it's still kind of meaty in the middle. There's usually like 2 thin patties on top of each other. And American cheese is like the cheese of choice. But these are just like, and there's a certain bun. It's Martin's potato buns, Martin's potato rolls. And it's like a certain sweetness. It's soft. And it's just like a decadent bite in each one. The fries are fried in beef tallow, old school, like McDonald's used to do when they were good back in the 80s. And
before they got political. Yeah.
Yeah. But before they started doing vegetable oil, because somebody lied to them and told them that was healthier when it's really not, but it's probably more cost effective. But it's a very good place. And I just kind of like seeing, Centennial Hills start to develop with, some more destination restaurants. It's just like a few steps from the new Born and Raised sports bar. So, you can kind of see where things are kind of developing. Things are emerging in Centennial Hills. And With Love Always plans to introduce wine and beer at some point. I think they still have to get the license sorted out, but they're going to have like an enclosed patio of some sort. And then, they'll be doing that as well. So I'm really excited to see this new place. It's definitely, if you love a good, juicy burger that packs a lot of flavor into just one sandwich, this is your place.
It's great that because we are often very arts district centric just because there's so much happening over there. So
Is that because we always meet in the arts district whenever we're doing something?
Well, I live nearby, so that's always nice that you come out to my neighborhood. I do like the Smashburger trend. I did want to mention November 1st is the second anniversary of this iteration of the Hard Hat Lounge, which features Stay Tuned Smashburgers inside, which are delicious. That's always a big party. Last year, Slash of Guns N' Roses showed up and jammed a little bit. For my food picks, though, I am going to go to the Strip, counterintuitively. I am very intrigued by Diner Ross, which is, the sort of companion piece to Spiegelworld's new disco show over there at what I believe to be the Link. It looks like they have a bunch of cool stuff on the menu, and I guess some of the show bleeds over a little bit, and you'll see people on roller skates. It looks gorgeous. The menu looks gorgeous. Actually has this sort of cheeky throwback Madman style 60s font. I'm all the way in for the Pibbies, which I guess are Wagyu hot dogs in a puff pastry, and the Buffalo chicken schnitzel. I'm always up for a schnitzel. My drink pick, I'm going to go downtown, not Arts District, but the Huntridge District. Jive Turkey is the new bar in my neighborhood. Signage.
Just opened.
Yes, the signage has been up forever as a tease. My friends have described it as a love letter to a dive bar, but not a dive bar, which is interesting. And I looked on the menu. I always like to have like one drink at every bar that I go to. That's like the drink that I associate with that bar. I am going to get a Ferrari there, which I know they didn't invent, but it's a Fernet and Campari shot.
I love that.
I'm very interested in that. Very interested indeed.
It's two very strong flavors together.
All right, now let's get into the big kicker, the event of the month. Team, if you had to pick one thing that we are making time for in November, what is it? Where will you possibly see us out and about?
I think as Melinda showed us with her affection for George Michael and Last Christmas, it's never too soon to celebrate Christmas or the winter holidays in Las Vegas. So I'm really looking forward to, I know this is an old staple, but the Ethel M. Cactus Garden Holiday Light Show.
Oh, sure.
And it's really the first sign of the holidays because it always starts a little bit earlier than I'm really anticipating. They're starting on the weekend of November 1st. So we're kicking off November, going full force into the winter holidays. It's such a special place. I mean, it's this 3-acre cactus garden. When they have the lights fully decorated for the holidays, it's more than 1 million lights. I don't even know how you can hang more than 1 million lights, but somehow they find a way to do it. And it's a really special place. It's a great place to bring the family if you got them in town for Thanksgiving. It starts at 5 each night.
But you want to go when it's dark. I mean,
yes.
Let's be real.
So you wait till after dark is basically the idea. It's one of those attractions that's traditionally it's been free. But then during the pandemic, they started a admission charge, which I think was to kind of manage the crowd during the pandemic.
Yeah, it gets
a little social distancing.
Messy, yeah.
But they kept it around, and they're doing the same thing now, where I believe it's a $3 entrance fee, and that goes to 3 Square Food Bank and Help of Southern Nevada.
Oh,
so
great.
It goes to a good cause. It's still cheap to get inside, and it's just one of those annual holiday things. And you know what? You can hop inside, do a little gift shopping as well. Ethel M gift sets are always good to give to people, especially people who aren't in Las Vegas and may not be have easy access to Ethel M. It's good chocolates. I know we've covered them on CityCast before, but I can't get enough of that place.
I love it.
How about you, Melinda?
Well, I'm actually looking forward to 2 things, and one is very controversial. First one I'm looking forward to is Complex Con, which is this very cool arts and culture and shopping and retail convergence that was previously in Long Beach, California. It really celebrates, a lot of urban and hip hop culture, but a lot of also progressive street art culture.
Huh.
And they are famous for it's essentially like a convention or an exhibition. What they do is they have individual booths from sometimes they're major retailers or major brands, sometimes they're very boutique and very artistic brands, and they unveil and release limited edition items, and literally thousands of people come for these drops, so to speak, and they do it in a convention style format. It's coming
Whoa.
to Vegas the weekend of the 16th and 17th. They always have massive performers like Travis Scott is going to be there. He's actually curating an entire boutique of his products called Cactus Con within Complex Con. It is just really cool stuff. And it's like, it's open to the public. It's not for trade. You can go and you can just get some really cool things. Like I got a great Champion sweatshirt one year. One year I got a Murakami, who's a very famous Japanese artist, jacket.
How much dough do you want to bring with you in your pocket when you
I
go
would
to
say,
that?
well, it's all cashless, so definitely load up on your
How
electronic
much in
dough.
your Google
Just be
wallet?
ready to max
I would
out that
say-
card.
So my jacket was about $200. My Champion sweatshirt was free. It was like a giveaway. It was one of their promotional items.
Nice.
So it really varies. Like, I've been in the one in Chicago. I've been in the one in Hong Kong. This is one of the coolest things that's coming to Vegas in the last year, next year.
And the booths themselves are very like photogenic, right, Melinda? Like they're kind of like attractions in their own right. Like they get very fancy with this kind of pop-up shopping.
Yes, they do. And it is like the new wave of retail. We're always wondering, like, brick and mortar, is it dead? Like, what do people want when they actually physically shop in person? And this is
Experiential.
definitely so much experience.
Let me ask you this. I saw some pop-up retails show up even downtown around this time last year. Is this connected, or is everything at the one spot?
No, this is inside the convention center. So you essentially buy a ticket for it, like a convention or a enthusiast show or something like that. And then you go in and you essentially like wait for these drops to happen, and you rush over to the booths and you line up for
crazy.
them, and you get this exclusive merchandise from artists, and it's a very cool experience.
And it's nice that it's like open to the general public, because so many of these trade shows, which Vegas is known for, they're industry only, like SEMA. We were talking about that earlier. And it's nice to actually have a trade show where like everyone's welcome, come in, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Like there's a food festival going on site with some of our local food favorites and also some people from out of town. And I think foodie influencer Keith Lee is going to be curating some of the things that'll be available there. So it's a lot of interesting stuff going on.
All at Complex Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, all at Complex Con. They have their own food festival too.
I believe it's called the Family Style Food Festival.
I'm going to be honest, I'd not heard about it in such detail. That sounds amazing. You said you had one controversial one. We have like a quick second. What's
It's
your
got to be
controversial
F1.
pick?
It's F1.
Oh, okay. They don't
it's-
need any more promotion. You're going to F1 because you love it. Is that the bottom line here?
Well, no, because I got thrown into this F1 world, and so I actually have started to kind of enjoy it.
I do
right.
think what's cool about it this year, I think they're trying to take a cue from how the Super Bowl was in Vegas last year. Like, most people can't afford to get in to begin with, but they're doing a lot of different kind of like pop-up attractions and
Fan
like little
activations.
Yeah,
Fan
activations.
expos. Yep. Fan expos that are free to get people excited and interested about it. But I just jumped online earlier and I found tickets for $150. So not bad overall compared to how much shows cost nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, to get locals a little more involved.
To watch a little speck of color go by at
Yeah.
super speed. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm not convinced. Did you catch that in my tone?
Well, David, if
I
this
think
doesn't
that's
convince
it.
you, the Bellagio is going to have something called the Shoey Bar, where you can drink a cocktail out of a shoe,
Oh, well, now I'm in.
as if you just won a race.
Is it a sweaty racer shoe? God bless.
I don't know the exact shoe. I'm hoping for a
It
stiletto.
is a racing shoe. It is a racing shoe.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go the opposite direction from Voom Voom Sports, and my kicker of the month is UNLV's 7th annual Art Walk, which is coming right up November 1. It is the first Friday, and I gotta say I like the idea of celebrating First Friday, old school style with art And there will also be food this year there, too, as there was last. Let's just say it is an escape of the chaos of the downtown version. It's a great adventure. In addition to all the art that's going to be there, a ton of student and faculty art, which is always a treat. This is a great adventure. There are a lot of top-notch food sponsors. Echo and Rig is going to be on site. Craft House Brewery, Makers and Finders. Jean-Marie Aubouin Chocolatier. You notice how I said that very fast because I don't know how to speak French. And
your mouth was full.
Yes, of chocolate. Art you can taste area. And then also Black Mountain Institute's doing a fun thing that's kind of cheeky called the Poetry Kitchen, which is totally going to be word salad, baby. Their promos have been totally fun. They have poets dressed up like chefs, and they're making various prose and poetry. I love it. So, go to UNLV, which is a community gem, and I don't think that people realize just how much good stuff happens there. Check that out on November 1st.
Word salad sounds delicious.
Well, Rob and Melinda, thank you so much for joining us on this November guide to Las Vegas. I'm sure everyone is very thankful of your picks, and we'll look forward to talking with you both soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Melinda.
And that's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, hey, go spread the word. Tell a friend. You can also rate our show wherever you listen to this. Leave us a review there, too, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Till then, stay lucky.